Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review for the WWE Mae Young Classics Bracketology that aired right after SummerSlam. I just got a chance now to watching it, and I'm going to binge watch the entire Mae Young Classics tournament, at least, the first 4 episodes today, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to start off with watching Bracketology. This is pretty much a way to break down the Mae Young Classics and go through each competitor in the tournament, and I liked it. And we had Corey Graves and Lita on the panel for it. Obviously, we know that Lita is going to be doing commentary for the tournament, and Corey Graves, he was just kind of there, just because he I'm guessing because Jim Ross couldn't be there for it, so Corey Graves stepped in. And we also had Charlie Caruso in the control room, kind of breaking down the tournament, and they also did little biography information, a little video packages kind of introducing some of the competitors in the tournament, and I will talk about that. But first, I'm going to announce the matches that are going to be taking place in the first round of the tournament, and then I'll get to that. They announced it separately. They announced all the left side first and then all the right side later. I don't know why they couldn't just announce the whole thing, but whatever. But for the tournament, we have Jazzy Gaybird versus Abby Lath, which I don't know how that match could be because I've only know Jazzy Gaybird from as the alpha female from TNA Impact Wrestling. Rachel Evers versus Marty Bell. That match, I guess, could be okay. Princessa Sujit versus Kaylee Ray. On paper, that match could actually be really good. I think that could be a really good match. Xia Li versus Mercedes Martinez. I think that could be a good match. Nicole Savoy versus Renee Gonzalez. Not sure how that could be. Renee Michelle versus Candice LeRae. Sarah Logan versus Maya Yim. Zeta versus Shayna Baszler. Kairi Sane versus Tessa Blanchard. That match could be really good. I have a feeling Kairi Sane could probably out-wrestle Tessa Blanchard, though. Sage Beckett versus Bianca Belair. Dakota Kai versus Kavita Devi. Ray Ripley versus Miranda Solanas. I have no clue how to say that name. Vanessa Bourne versus Serena Devi. Santana Garrett versus Piper Niven. I don't know how to say the last name. Tyrina Conti versus Lacey Evans. And the last match is Aishi Raymond versus Tony Storm. I know I'm terrible at pronouncing those names, but whatever. That's the entire brackets of the first round for the Mae Young Classics. I think that could be, I think that could be a pretty decent tournament. I'm gonna do a predictions video for it later on today, so just wait on that. But we had some video packages for the woman in the tournament. We had one for Lacey Evans. She talks about how she used to be a United States Marine, and she talks about how it's trained her and got her discipline, for the Mae Young Classics. And she also, is now a mother, and how her daughter's to a 4-year-old, and how her daughter's going to be, watching her Mae Young Classics tournament, which is pretty cool. She talks about how it means the world to her that she's going to be watching because she sacrificed so much of her life being the U.S. Marines, trying to achieve her wrestling dream, and it means the world to her for her to be watching. And I thought that was pretty cool. And she goes on and pretty much says the same thing when they interview her. And then we had one for Serena. Obviously, everyone knows Serena. She was in OVW originally, in WWE. Then she went on to become a member of the Straight Edge Society, that great, what she considers that great faction, even though that faction was booked to shit. And you know, she had her head shaved by CM Punk, and yeah, that was her first glimpse of WWE television. She thought it was, you know, it gave people a chance to remember exactly what she looked like. And then she was apparently fired from WWE because she got into, she had a problem with alcohol, and just was abusing it constantly, which makes me think that she's a phony. You know, CM Punk did everything for you. CM Punk offered to help you, and you do that to him. You're not winning that classic now. You are an absolute phony. And she said that she struggled to get back to the WWE and wants to win the Mae Young Classic. What's not going to happen now because you are an absolute phony. And CM Punk should show up at the tournament and put you in the Intercontinental Vice for doing what you did. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, you need to get Magic Killer. Like, that was just... yeah, that was just not good. CM Punk tried to save you, and you wouldn't let him save you. But you see, the difference is between you and Kona Reeves. It's Kona Reeves actually, you know, he gets upset that no one will save him. You have something that Kona Reeves would never have, is that somebody actually tried to save you, and you didn't accept that person saving you. Kona Reeves is shameful of you. Wow, that was a real... that was just off topic, but yeah, Serena's not winning the tournament. You don't deserve to win. CM Punk is gonna be watching that match in disgust. He tried to help better your life, and you just go do that to him. Get out of it. You shouldn't even be in the WWE. Anyhow, what else? We had one for Kali-san. She talks about how she's originally played. You know how originally she was in the Olympics in college. She did Yakin in high school, but then she eventually got into wrestling and she fell in love with it, and you know, considers herself the best, strongest wrestler in the world. And she's talking about how she's how there's only been 4 Japanese wrestlers in WWE prior to her, and she said that she's gonna utilize her style and make herself feel unique. I thought that was a pretty good video package there. Mercedes Martinez. You know, she talked about how she's been wrestling all over the world for years, but she never was able to make it to WWE because of the way that the state of the women's division. You know, she says that she's been busting her ass for years, and she said that she used to be in a faction. I don't remember exactly who it was off the top of my head, but it's 2 of her friends that are in this tournament, and she's not afraid to hurt these people in this tournament. And then we got one for Toni Storm. She talks about how she's competed in 13 continents, and you know, how she's looking forward to achieving this dream, and she's not afraid to kick people's heads off. She gets interviewed later on, says the same thing. Dakota Kai gets interviewed. I'm just kind of going through this quickly because I've covered this stuff before. So, and Dakota Kai talks about you know, how you know, I've talked about Dakota Kai. She has the best apparently double stomp in the business. Finn Balor was her inspiration. A lot of people underestimate her, thinking that she's just the typical smiley girl next door. However, that's she's gonna show people that she's aggressive. She says the same thing later. The funniest thing coming out of this was that Corey Graves kept changing his pick about who he was gonna have win this tournament. I thought that was actually pretty funny. And then Alundra Blaze got interviewed, talks about how it's happy that they get to have a tournament like this, and she gets to be a part of history. I thought that was pretty good. And Triple H then gets interviewed, and if you've watched the Cruiserweight Classics interview, it was really kind of the same thing, except he talks about women's wrestling in it as well. And yeah, it was really weird because he was talking about women wrestlers that were like pioneers of the business, and it was really really weird to hear Triple H talk about China now that she's dead. You know, now he's bringing up China's name when he had heat in real life, and it just kind of pisses you off because he pretty much prevented China from being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So it was really kind of weird. That was really the whole Bracketology. I know he kind of went through it really quickly, but not really like a lot to talk about. It was just kind of more of the same stuff as I've been talking about in the update videos, where they kind of updated us on the members of the tournament. What I did like was they talked about it showed their height, they showed their finishers, and they showed a lot of footage from the indies and stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool. Shayna Baszler I didn't even talk about, and what's her name? Marty Bell even had a little thing as well, and Marty Bell talked about how she wants to inspire people all over the world and stuff. So overall, I'm looking forward to watching the Mae Young Classics, and I can't wait for it. I thought this Bracketology was a nice introduction, and overall I thought this was good here. Not really going to give it a rating because it's not really like a show, it's just kind of an info show, and it did exactly what it needed to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and you also click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video you guys will get the notification for it. And make sure you guys do the same for the CM Brothers and Owen the Talking to YouTube channels.